So many people have followed this story for so long, including us, and this is the first time that Payton Leutner is talking. Do you remember leaving the park to go to the woods?
This is the most unbelievable story I've ever heard. Who the heck is Slender Man?
3 12-year-old girls had a sleepover.
The suspects lured the victim into the woods, and all 3 of the girls are 12 years old.
We had no idea that she believed Slender Man was real.
What did you do next?
Stab, 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 stab.
Was there any part of it where you thought, I might not survive this?
What were you trying to do with her when you stabbed her?
Kill her. I might as well just say it. We were trying to kill her.
If she saw this interview, what would you want to say to her?
Ooh.
Tonight, the David Muir exclusive, the 2-hour 2020 event begins now.
The whole time, Payton was screaming in agony. Are you going to put me in prison and I'm going to rot and die?
This is one of those stories that strikes at the heart of every parent, especially the parents who take that extra effort to be aware of what their kids are doing when they go to their friends' homes.
Did you feel bad that I just stabbed one of your best friends?
I thought about it, but then I decided that remorse will get me nowhere. It's easier to live without regrets.
Now to that shocking story out of Wisconsin.
The brutal stabbing of a 12-year-old girl.
The girl told police she was with 2 other girls she knew.
The victim's friends left her to die.
Prosecutors asked for $1 million cash bail for 2 middle schoolers they say plotted for months before they attacked their best friend.
Right from the beginning, the media coverage was overwhelming.
The suspects lured the victim into the woods. All 3 of the girls are 12 years old.
And as full details of this case start to circulate, people that I talked to literally have no words.
It was just sort of a hard story for everyone to get their head around.
3 12-year-old girls had a sleepover. Happens all over the country all the time, but this one ended a little different.
Here you have this typical 12-year-old girl, Payton Leutner. She's from Waukesha, Wisconsin. She likes what so many young girls like. And had she gone on sleepovers before?
Oh yeah, and this was just her best friend's birthday party.
Another Friday night.
But this was, a party that was going to celebrate, her best friend, and they were talking about it for weeks.
Payton was so excited.
Go back 5 years ago to 12-year-old Payton. How would you describe her?
Hopeful, positive, an animal lover. I saw the good in people.
Payton has a best friend. Her name is Morgan. And one of the extraordinary things about Payton is that she was drawn to Morgan because Morgan was a bit of a loner.
I made friends with her when I saw that she didn't have any friends at all. Because
Morgan.
I didn't want her to be alone.
She was my only friend for a long time. Because
Why would you hurt your only friend?
it was necessary.
There was a third girl, Anissa.
What is your name?
Anissa where?
Anissa, okay.
She was new to the school that year. She became friends mostly with Morgan. So the 3 of them had begun to spend time together. It was a Friday night.
Yeah, we went to Skateland. I've always been pretty good at roller skating, so I was going around doing my own thing.
We were at Skateland having a good time.
Did you guys talk about the plan at all?
Nope.
Payton had no idea that the other 2 girls had been planning, had been plotting, and what was supposed to be sort of a typical joyful slumber party was instead really a dark plan to try to lure Payton in. What were you expecting these young girls to be doing?
Well, Payton brought her American Girl doll. I think back to when I was 12, I played Barbies at sleepovers. So that's what I expected to be happening, playing with dolls and spending some time on the internet.
They played up in Morgan's bedroom, ran up and down the stairs, giggling and laughing, and I mean, it was just a normal night.
I wanted to give her at least one more morning.
The next morning, then, they wake up, they have breakfast, they play games, they then go to the park.
We're going to do it today at the park. That's what Morgan said.
Whose idea was it to go to the park? Do you remember?
It was Morgan's idea. She normally was not allowed to go by herself. Normally there had to be an adult, but since it was her birthday, her mom let her go with just the 3 of us.
And then we said that we were going to play hide and seek. It happened really fast. I was thinking, dear God, this is really happening.
How in the heck can these two innocent-looking 12-year-old girls commit such a heinous act? What caused all this?
I didn't want to do this.
Why did you do it then?
I was afraid of what would happen if I didn't.
And you never had any idea that there was any sort of...
No.
My name is Dan Klein. I'm a police officer for the City of Waukesha Police Department. Waukesha is a suburb of Milwaukee. It's the biggest suburb around. There's about 70,000 residents.
A lot of families. We have a lot of parks out there, good schools.
Saturday, May 31st, 2014. It was one of our first nice weather days that we've had on a Saturday. Sunny, 72 degrees.
Gorgeous day out. I thought, well, the earlier I get in, the earlier I get out and put in my 8.
My first call of the day was a pretty easy call. The Family Video Store is one of our local mom and pop shops. They rent videos, one of the only ones left in the area that I'm aware of.
And on their marquee, they had a phrase that was supposed to say hot hit sale. And someone had rearranged the letters overnight to a very inappropriate message. I was kind of chuckling about it. I was just about to take a photo to send to my wife so she could get a little chuckle out of it.
Just as I was trying to take my phone out, over my radio, I heard that a 12-year-old girl had been stabbed about 1.5 miles away from this location.
911. I'm transferring over a caller on Big Bend. Came upon a 12-year-old female. She appears to be stabbed.
She appears to be what?
Stabbed.
Stabbed?
Correct.
Initially, my thoughts were, this isn't really what this is. I'm thinking this girl probably scratched herself. She fell down off her bike. This girl did not get stabbed.
Greg Steinberg was on his bicycle. Only on this Saturday, he chose to take a different route, and that's when he found Payton.
I quick got out my cell phone. I was shaking and dialed 911, and I just stayed with the 911.
She was right here in the grass.
Exactly.
But you had no idea how many times she'd actually been stabbed.
Okay, sir, are you with her right now?
Yes.
Is she awake?
She's awake.
Is there any bleeding going on?
Her clothing has got blood on it.
I offered her water because I had a water bottle on my bike. The other thing she said was she's having trouble breathing.
He knew this was a little girl in trouble, and when she began to tell him what had happened to her, he was in disbelief.
Somebody's coming. Here any minute. Who did that to you?
The road that she was located on was Big Bend Road at the dead end of that. Payton wasn't moving a whole lot. As I approached her, I said, "Hi, I'm Officer Dan. Are you okay?" And she said, "No." And I said, "Okay, help is on the way. Just stay right where you are." And as I got closer, I started to see a little bit more blood. And the closer I got, the more blood I saw.
Somehow, she'd been able to pull herself out of those woods. And in another moment of strength, she was able to communicate with him.
I asked her who did this, and she told me her friend Morgan. I then asked her, where did this happen? And she told me that it happened in the woods.
She was the first one to reveal that it was Morgan, her best friend, who was behind this.
Morgan is 12. Morgan didn't do this, is what's going through my head. There's no way.
Now police decide they've got to go to Morgan Geyser's house to figure out how this happened.
Not only were there police in my living room, but they were wearing riot gear.
I thought, what in the heck would make somebody do this?
Was it hard for you to wrap your head around what had been done to you?
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.